Ever feel like you need a map and compass to navigate this whole remote work thing?
It's a jungle out there.
Today's deep dive, we're talking OfferUp. They had a real head-scratcher figuring out how to equip a remote workforce, and not just, tossing laptops at the problem.
Right. It's way more complicated than it sounds, especially at their scale.
Okay, so, listeners, if you haven't heard of OfferUp, it's this giant online marketplace. Think millions of users buying and selling everything but the kitchen sink.
And to support that kind of volume, you need a pretty massive team.
Right, exactly. And OfferUp, they're not just talking about a handful of folks in a downtown office. They've got contractors spread out everywhere.
All over U.S., even dipping their toes into Latin America.
Which I imagine is where things start to get really interesting. Or should I say complicated?
Let's just say, when you've got people scattered across multiple time zones, continents even, the logistics of something as simple as, here's your work laptop, become a real headache.
So we're not just talking about the cost of the hardware here. This is about the entire process of getting those devices into the right hands, set up properly, and managed effectively.
Exactly. And that, my friend, is the IT asset lifecycle. It's everything from sourcing the equipment to deploying it, tracking its use, making sure it's secure, and eventually, when a contract ends, getting that equipment back.
Oh, getting it back. That sounds fun. Especially with international borders involved.
It can be a real nightmare, honestly, and that's precisely the quagmire OfferUp found themselves in.
Okay, so walk me through it. What were the specific pain points they were hitting?
Well, for starters, imagine trying to source hundreds of laptops from different vendors across multiple countries.
Each with its own pricing, its own delivery schedule, its own set of headaches.
You're getting it. And then you've got to make sure those devices actually arrive safely, that the contractor is there to receive them.
Because who knows what could happen to a brand new laptop just sitting on a doorstep in, say, Brazil.
And we haven't even touched on the software side of things. Making sure each device is enrolled in their system has the right security protocols in place.
Which, if we're talking Apple devices, means dealing with Apple Business Manager, right?
ABM.
Yeah.
The stuff of nightmares, some would say. Especially when you're managing a fleet of devices remotely.
So we've got OfferUp dealing with this increasingly remote workforce, this growing IP asset management beast, and the ever-present pressure to keep everything running smoothly and securely. What's the solution here? Did they invent some kind of teleportation device for laptops?
Maybe not teleportation, but they did stumble upon something pretty ingenious. A company called GroWrk. And this, my friend, is where things get really interesting.
GroWrk. Okay, it sounds like we're talking about more than just a souped-up IT department here.
Way more. Picture this. A one-stop shop for all your remote IT needs. We're not talking about OfferUp just buying a bunch of laptops in bulk and hoping to the best.
So what, GroWrk? They're like personal shoppers for all things tech.
Kind of, but with a whole lot more brain power behind it. They take care of sourcing devices from all over the globe and negotiating with vendors.
So OfferUp doesn't have to haggle over prices in a different language.
Exactly. And because GroWrk is working with a global network, they can often snag better deals than OfferUp could get on their own.
Smart. Saves time, saves money. Okay, I'm liking this already. But what about the actual logistics? Getting those devices where they need to be?
Seamless, my friend. GroWrk manages the entire shipping process, from warehouse to doorstep.
Even across international borders.
Especially across international borders. They handle all the customs paperwork, the tracking, the insurance, all that fun stuff.
Okay, but let's say a laptop arrives in Argentina, everything's hunky-dory, but then what? What about getting that device set up, connected to OfferUp's system, loaded with all the software they need, the security protocols?
You see, you're thinking like an IT manager now. But that, my friend, is where the real beauty of GroWrk shines.
Oh, lay it on me.
Remember Apple Business Manager? That whole can of worms we talked about?
Vaguely. I'm trying to repress the memory.
Well, with GroWrk, that memory can officially be erased. They have this seamless integration with ABM, so when a contractor receives their laptop, boom, it's automatically enrolled in OfferUp's system.
No more manual setup, no more back and forth with IT support, trying to troubleshoot remotely.
Gone. Vanished. The device is ready to go, right out of the box, preloaded with all the necessary software security protocols.
Talk about a time saver. And a stress reducer for everyone involved. But how on earth does OfferUp keep track of all these devices scattered across who knows how many countries? I mean, are we talking about, like, a giant spreadsheet with color-coded tabs and constantly ringing phones?
Not even close. This is where things get really impressive. Remember how we said GroWrk is a one-stop shop?
Right, the command center for all things IT.
Exactly. So OfferUp's IT team, They have this dashboard, right?
Mm.
And they can see in real time where every single device is.
Wait, really? They can track the physical location of each laptop.
Like a high-tech game of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, but for laptops.
So they know if someone's trying to pull a fast one and, like, abscond with their work computer to a tropical island.
Exactly. Or, more realistically, if a device is accidentally shipped to the wrong address, they can quickly redirect it.
Okay, this is starting to sound less like IT management and more like mission control for a fleet of laptops.
And that's not all. They can see who's using each device, what software is installed.
So if someone tries to download a questionable app,
Busted. It's all about having that visibility, that control, which is crucial when you're dealing with a remote workforce.
so OfferUp is saving time, they're saving money, they've got this incredible level of control and visibility. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to results, right? Did GroWrk actually deliver? Did GroWrk deliver? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, yeah, I think they did all right.
Deliver might be an understatement. We're talking about a complete transformation. Remember those pain points OfferUp was facing?
Oh, believe me, I remember. It was giving me anxiety just thinking about it.
Well, picture this.
Yeah.
By streamlining their IT asset management with GroWrk, OfferUp saved a staggering 4 hours per contractor, just on onboarding alone.
4 hours per person? That's like a whole afternoon of meetings I no longer have to attend. But seriously, that's massive. That kind of time saving, it's got to be a huge cost savings.
You're talking about thousands of dollars potentially saved just by getting contractors up and running faster.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond that.
Do tell.
Remember that whole device retrieval process we talked about? Stuff of nightmares.
How could I forget?
GroWrk, they've got that down to a science. So not only is OfferUp saving money on the initial purchase, but they're also able to quickly redeploy those devices when a contract ends.
So it's like a continuous cycle of IT efficiency.
Precisely. They're maximizing the use of every single piece of equipment. But here's the thing, and this is often overlooked. A happy employee is a productive employee.
Okay, I'm listening. Tell me more about this happiness factor.
Think about it from the contractor's perspective. You're starting a new gig, maybe in a different country, and boom, your laptop arrives on day one. It's all set up, ready to go.
No waiting around for IT, no frantic calls to tech support because you can't even log in.
Exactly. It's a smooth, seamless onboarding experience, which makes a huge difference in how people feel about their work, about the company. And that, my friend, is priceless.
So it's not just about the tech, it's about the people using that tech and creating a positive experience for them, even from afar, which I think speaks to a larger point about the future of work, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
OfferUp's experience is a bit of a crystal ball, I think. They're dealing with these challenges head on, and the solutions they're finding, the strategies they're implementing, those are going to become the norm for anyone navigating this new world of remote and hybrid work.
It's like they're writing the playbook in real time.
Exactly. And the key takeaway here is that it's not about throwing money at the problem or hoping for the best. It's about finding those innovative solutions, leveraging the right technology, and never losing sight of the human element.
Well said. It's been fascinating to take this deep dive into OfferUp's journey and to see how they've tackled these universal challenges of remote work. But as always, the conversation doesn't end here. What are your takeaways? What are you pondering as you navigate your own remote work adventures? We'd love to hear your thoughts. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep innovating, and keep those laptops secure.